Does a big baby equate a healthy child? Is being chubby alone a measurement or a criteria for a healthy child? Here is a clip of my radio talk show on this topic. Please watch this video to the end. It's going to be an interesting one, and I'm looking forward to answering all your questions.
So we're looking at if weight gain equates a healthy child on the show today. All right, so I have joining me in the studio Ogechi Wamako. She is a registered dietitian and nutritionist. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. You look so good.
Thank you so much
see
for
the
having
dimples
me.
Now. Well, if I will not get dimples like this, I'll just manage.
You're so beautiful
with
your fine hair.
Oh my goodness, I'm blushing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so this scenario I just painted while growing up, before you became, a dietitian and a nutritionist.
Okay.
Did you experience the scenario that I've just painted?
Before I became a dietitian, yes, I've experienced it. Even as a dietitian. I'm still experiencing it.
You're still experiencing it.
Yes, I do see so many parents, but not just parents, so many people want to see a chubby baby. I know we like to use the word chubby baby. You say, oh, this child is healthy, this child is well fed, this child this child is very attractive. Yes, well taken care of. That's the word. He's well fed. Oh, this child is. I want to carry this baby. The child looks so good. There is this tendency for everyone in the society to believe this. Okay, but I don't know if I'm permitted to go further at this point.
Yes, we can go further at this point.
Okay,
we started the conversation.
Okay, but the funny thing is, most of us do not know that obesity or overweight is a form of malnutrition. Malnutrition is classified into two major types. Okay, we have the undernutrition and the overnutrition. The undernutrition is like when somebody is not taking enough food. It majorly manifests in different forms like underweight, low weight for age, stunting, wasting. Okay, these are forms of undernutrition.
Okay.
Then we now have overnutrition. It manifests also in different forms. We now have obesity, overweight. We have nutrition-related non-communicable diseases. Okay, like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, and others. These are all forms of malnutrition. Like for this one, it comes under overnutrition. Why I'm trying to explain this way is because most of us think that once they see someone that is very slim, they say, oh, you're malnourished. When you are obese, you are also malnourished. It's just a different form of malnutrition.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're getting me.
Yeah, so it's basically the two extremes are more like the same.
Yes.
Malnourished if you're not looking chubby.
Yeah.
If you are, you're
overnourished.
So
overnutrition.
Still malnourished.
Yes, it's still a type of malnutrition.
Oh, okay.
So you see, they all come with their own problems. They all come with their own complications. When you're talking about somebody not eating enough, somebody being undernourished, it can be the one you're seeing physically, which we say underweight. It can be the one you're not seeing, which could be micronutrient deficiency. Okay, we call it hidden hunger. Something like when somebody is lacking iron deficiency, anemia. You are not seeing it, but your body can be giving you signs.
Okay.
Maybe you know the person is looking pale. You check the eyes, you check the nails, the person is looking pale. It can be any form of deficiency, maybe calcium deficiency, vitamin B deficiency. When you talk about vitamin B deficiency, you can be having different symptoms. Maybe you're having nervous issue. Maybe you're having your hand is twitching, your legs are twitching. It can be a form of vitamin B deficiency. Okay, it can be iron deficiency. It can be calcium deficiency. These are all forms of undernutrition. Then the overnutrition, obesity, when you are way bigger than you should be, is a form of malnutrition. You now have diseases associated with this condition. Diseases that come with being overweight or being obese. Things like fatty liver disease, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases like atherosclerosis, maybe angina pectoris. All these could be caused as a result of you being overweight or obese, which is also a form of malnutrition. I don't know if this makes sense.
It does, but then again, because we're going to get to the point where everyone understands this. For someone who's still struggling they're both extremes. They're extremes and they're both bad. Now, looking at a child, because you've said if the child is looking chubby like that, it's still malnourished, all right? I mean, you're getting some nutrients not correctly. And then if the child is not looking, is skinny, malnourished as well. So at what point should there be a balance? Because I don't think parents, go to check their baby's weight every time. I mean, I think when they go for immunization, they do that.
Checkups, yes.
Exactly. But at what point should there be a balance?
Now, as a dietitian or as a health professional, you do not just classify overnutrition or undernutrition or obesity, all these forms by just looking at a person. I can't look at you and just because maybe you look slim to me, because slim can be relative. To me, you might be looking slim, then I will now say, oh, this person is malnourished, no, or this person is underweight, or this person is obese or overweight, no. There are classifications, which most times we use BMI, body mass index. Yes, you can check the weight for height. Okay, these are ways of checking if somebody is either overweight, underweight, obese. Okay, then for a child, before you can say a child is healthy or this child is, aside from the BMI, we are apart from the stunting and wasting, which is the low weight for age or low weight for height. Aside from these indexes, you could also look out for, there are things you look out for in a child to ascertain that this child is actually growing or developing the way a child should. One is that child should look healthy just by looking at the child. Two is strong immunity. Okay, then developmental milestones. Okay, there is a particular stage your child gets to. Your child is supposed to crawl.
Yes.
This is a developmental milestone. There's an age or a month your child gets or your baby gets to. Then this child is supposed to smile. Okay, when they look at you, they should be able to know, oh, this baby can smile, this baby can see me. Is a developmental milestone. Okay. There is a stage your child reaches. Your child should be able to stand. The child should be able to sit on his or her own with the neck upright. Is a developmental milestone. Okay, these are all things you should look out for. You should also look out for your child should have strong muscle development, strong bone development. Okay, it's not just a matter of the child is big. Now, a child can be big and still be malnourished. A child can be chubby and still be malnourished. Now, I'm not saying that a child that is way small for his or her age or height is okay. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the two extremes aren't good. Now, when you're checking for your child being okay or being well fed or being healthy, you should look out for all these small things. Ensure that the child is fed adequately. And when I mean adequate nutrition, there are nutrients that are important to ensure that your child have all these in place. Okay, we have things like one, protein. We know that protein is very, very crucial. It's very, very important when it comes to growth. It helps in the growth of tissues generally. Then we talk about carbohydrates, which is energy-giving food. It ensures that the child is and has the right energy to, perform different activities. We know children are very energetic.
Very.
Yeah. So they need carbohydrates. Then you now talk about things like vitamins, like vitamin D for strong bones, vitamin C for immunity, vitamin K, all those vitamins, vitamin B, we have folates. Okay, these are all needed for a child to grow well or to be healthy. Then you talk about the minerals. A child needs calcium, okay, a child needs zinc. All these are needed in their right proportions for a child to be termed healthy. Your child also needs fiber, okay? Your child needs fiber, they need water, they need choline. These are all forms of nutrients or substances we get from food. Healthy fats too also help for their brain development. So all these come together to make an adequate meal. It's not just about a calorie dense meal that makes the child to be big. We're talking about,
I mean, that's the point I need us to hammer on, because in that scenario I painted, and looking at a chubby child, and like everyone is drawn to the child and looking at the child and feels like, oh, the child is so healthy. And for someone else who hasn't had a child, would look at that scenario and be like, okay, when I give birth to my child, I'd have to make sure that my child looks like this, this big, so that like that's the idea of a healthy child. And so people tend to get involved in some sort of ways to boost the weight of the child. I think we need to look at you just mentioned one, calorie dense meals.
Yes.
Some of the ways that some of these women, because men, nothing concerns them. Now, madam, take money, buy baby food, and that's it. But it's women,
mostly.
Some of the ways that they try to make a child look chubby, and that is really not good.
Okay. The thing is,
maybe you want to break down that calorie dense meal.
Yeah. Now the thing is, talking about weight gain, we have healthy weight gain. Okay, talking about healthy weight gain, it ensures that everything is adequate the way it should be. Okay, now talking about calorie dense meal. What is a calorie dense meal? A calorie dense meal is a meal that is the quantity of fats, carbohydrate, and protein. That what gives you the total calorie in any food. The carbohydrates, the fats, and the protein. Okay? In as much as these are important. But the other part of our nutrition is also important to ensure that that food is adequate. I've talked about the vitamins and the minerals, antioxidants. All these things are important for a healthy meal. Imagine just eating ultra-processed foods like, let's say, I know the most common one is noodles, spaghetti, sweets, biscuits. I did not say you should not give your child biscuit though. Chocolates, yeah. I'm not saying you should not give your child these things though.
Right.
But when you're giving it excessively, especially with the aim of fattening that child, it's not good for your child. These things are calorie dense. They're ultra processed. In fact, if possible, don't even give at all.
Oh, okay.
If possible, you can make your own homemade snacks with your naturally available food materials, which is more healthy than the ultra processed foods. I keep hammering on ultra processed because most of us do not get it. Now, like I said, I'm not saying you should not give your child snacks. All I'm saying is it shouldn't be ultra processed. You can make your own snack from maybe your plantain. It's still a carbohydrate food, but it's a different kind of carbohydrate. It's a complex carbohydrate. When I mean complex carbohydrate, it means these ones takes more time to break down. So the sugar in them doesn't go into your bloodstream very fast. It takes time for the sugars in them to break down and get into your bloodstream. So they're slower. Okay? And they do not just fatten you up all of a sudden. They are natural. They have lesser disadvantages and complications. Now, when talking about complications that comes with not feeding properly, okay, before then, let's just focus on the calorie, but we'll still come to the complications that could come with overnutrition, especially for a child. Now, there are different ways you can make your meal healthy for your child by incorporating your vegetables, your fruits, when I mean protein and fruits, I mean natural ones. I keep emphasizing on natural, not now noodles. Now I thank God that there is this noodles they're preparing now with cassava. Okay, if it is not ultra processed, it might be good. But if it becomes ultra processed, that means they've added lots of refined ingredients into it. There is so much processing, so much fats, so much preservative, and so much additives. It becomes risky to our health. Okay, these are all forms of high calorie food with little or no nutrition. I don't know if I'm making sense to anybody listening to me.
I'm sure you are making sense. Anyways, this is Body District on today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. This is us trying to understand if a child who is chubby, if that equates to a healthy child, and the point is to especially for nutritionists and dietitians, the point is to have all the necessary nutrients in the body while feeding. That's what you hammer on.
Yes,
so
emphasizing.
Yes, definitely. Because if you leave this one and then you focus on this one because you have an intention.
Sure.
I mean, it happens to adults, but then again, we are talking about this for children.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women do things to children, including skin, and you know what I mean. I'll have that conversation soon. But a lot of women do a lot of things to get their children to be big and look chubby, because for them that is the way that a healthy child should look. But if you follow this conversation from the beginning, at this point you would know that, well, you can't look at a child who is big, chubby, and then conclude that that child is healthy. All right, so if you've got questions at this point, you can send them in, you can call in, and let's have your questions answered. Maybe you know some ways that some women get to have their children be on the big size. You want to share with us, and let the dietitian tell us if this is, this is a good way, this is good, kudos, let her continue, or no, stop it, it's not good at all. But bottom line is, you can't tell a child who is healthy just by their physical
size.
their size. Okay, so that's it. So keep your calls coming in and messages coming in as well. So I have Ogechi Wamako in the studio. She is a registered dietitian and nutritionist. So we're having that conversation. Okay, so calls coming in already, so let's get to hear from this person. See what you have to say this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Faustina Oputu.
Mr. Robin Maja, the farmer. I don't know if I'm surprised that you're the first caller on this show.
you are surprised?
Yeah, at least I was expecting. I don't know. Oh, it's fine. Go ahead.
It's all right. Greetings to our guest there.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, God bless you. You see, I've enjoyed every personality. We know that we eat what we eat sometimes when we don't hear or understand teachings that we hear from TV, radio stations like yours. However, I want to ask a simple question. What is the place of egg in the growth of a child? And what is the role of vegetable in the growth of a child? What quantity of egg specifically should a child take per day? Tell us, and to a certain age. Good afternoon, God bless you.
Okay.
When it comes to egg, egg is we call it kind of a complete food. Okay, because egg has protein, it has fats, healthy fats, it has vitamins, it has minerals. Okay, so egg is good for a child, but then you can start giving egg to your child from 6 months, and from that 6 months you can mash or make it as a puree. Okay, but I'm not asking you, or I'm not suggesting or recommending, I'm not even recommending that you give your child like 3-4 lot of eggs in a day. If there is a need for you to give your child more than 1 egg, I think your dietitian or your pediatrician will let you know, because there are conditions that will require a child or an adult to have a high protein meal. But if your child is eating all that he or she is supposed to eat, like there are other foods that the child is taking, it's not just eggs. Okay, so for me, 1 a day is okay, because definitely aside from the egg, the child might be taking pap, and in that pap there might be milk. The child might be taking other household foods, okay, like rice, soup, every other thing you are taking. So now imagine your child eating all these things and you are giving your child like 5-6 eggs a day. What will happen? even without being told, what do you think will happen to that child?
Okay.
Again, aside from the nutritional aspect of it, apart from the calorie, excessive calorie intake, there is also the fear of the conditions it could lead to. Okay, when you're bombarding anybody with excessive proteins, you know that your kidney is at stake. Okay, because it's your kidney that breaks down these things. You're kind of overloading your organs. You're overworking them. Okay, so when you're taking, like, I've seen people that say they take 7 eggs daily, every day 7. Aside other foods you are taking, well, kudos to you, but
7.
know that there could be complications to those things that come with those things you are doing. Yeah.
I think he also mentioned
Vegetables. Yeah, vegetables are important also because they are loaded with vitamins and minerals. Vegetables are loaded with vitamins and minerals, folates, iron, and all those. So they are really important. That's why I keep on mentioning adequate nutrition. Okay, when I'm talking about adequate nutrition, I mean having everything, all the different classes of food, okay, in the proportion that is adequate for you. Okay, not just right proportion,
and
adequate for
that
you.
proportion that is adequate for one might just be the problem, because one might not know what is the adequate proportion.
That is why you should consult now. We should consult a dietitian now.
Okay.
So if you really want to know, because I know most times we don't want to know. The time we want to know is when we have a health condition. That is why I keep saying dietitian.
Yeah.
Because at that point, anything they tell you, you will do. But when you are healthy and you are taking like 10 wraps of fufu, and that is your normal way of eating.
10.
If I tell you at that point, stop eating these 10 wraps of fufu, you will not listen. You will feel like,
You want to
my dear,
suffer
I'm
me.
just enjoying. Allow me to enjoy myself. Maybe you just wrap you mount your mount your fufu
Okay, small
with
mounting.
your heavily loaded soup. You know, all the roundabouts, everything is inside.
Obstructions inside.
Exactly. If I tell you at that point that, okay, this thing is excessive, you might not agree. But if you're overweight, and maybe you not just overweight, obese, like morbidly obese, and you start having issues that come with obesity, like arthritis, joint pain, diabetes, maybe you start having like cardiovascular diseases, maybe atherosclerosis, maybe hyperlipidemia. At that time, you'll be like, what do I do? Anything you are told at that time, you will listen.
True.
So there are certain calories for age, for height, for your age, for your activity level. Definitely, even if a child is 5 and this other one is 5 and this one is more active, I wouldn't recommend the same calorie for the 2 children.
Okay.
Same thing as an adult. If an adult, one is a bricklayer and the other one is a banker, definitely I wouldn't recommend the same calories for them just because they're the same age or maybe they're the same height and the same size. No, one burns more calorie
than the
one
other.
expends more calorie than the other one. So definitely the one that expends more calorie is expected to take in more energy than the one that expends little calorie. And what happens is that when you eat more and you expend less, you gain weight. It's just a technical thing. It's that simple. So when you are eating more and you are using less of that calorie you are consuming, you are going to gain weight because they'll be stored as glycogen. They'll be stored as fat. So, but when you are eating less and you are expending more energy, you are eating lesser than what you do, than your activity level, than the kind of activities you indulge in a day, then you are going to be losing weight.
Okay.
Because you're not taking the adequate calorie that you need to function well as a human being.
All right. So let's get to hear from this person. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, the person.
Hello.
Yeah, the person original, right?
Mr. Reginald, these days you sound very low. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what is wrong with my phone. It has been a problem to me. Are you hearing me now?
I can manage, but you have to make it very brief.
Let me make it very, very brief. Greeting to the guest here. Let me ask this question now. What happens to a baby? You see a baby that is very big, but in terms of weight, doesn't have a weight. Instead, you have a smallish baby that is very small, but he has weight. What is responsible for it? And secondly, is it that
as a result of not feeding well or not having all the required nutrients that is responsible for child not growing or not developing the way it's supposed to do. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're basically just straining and trying to put our ears to the ground to get what you're saying. I don't know if you got it.
Sure, I did.
Okay.
Okay. Talking about a child that is big but way less, and a child that is maybe looking not as big as the other one, but weighs more. Now, is that same thing we are talking about? Individuals differ. Okay. First off, you should know that fat weighs less than muscle. Muscle and bones weigh more than fat. So if you are giving your child empty calories or calorie dense foods, empty calories mean like things like fizzy drinks, I don't want to mention them, but those soft drinks, your chocolates, biscuit, all those things, and your child is just getting big, your child is not active, because that's one of the complications that comes with overnutrition. It makes the child not to be active. Your child is one place, so this child does not build healthy muscles. The child might not even have healthy bones. Okay, so you said that child will likely weigh less. Now, I'm not saying this is for all children.
Okay.
But in most cases, this might be the case. Okay. Now, that child that you're looking at that is not as big as the other one, but weighs more, might be eating adequately, involving in activities, playing around, developing their muscles and their bones, eating all the right foods in their right proportions, their calcium, their proteins, their minerals, and all the vitamins required, their ions. Now, you don't expect them to weigh same, neither you do expect them to look same. So this is just a simple way of explaining it.
Okay. All right, keep your calls, messages coming in. 0810-9510-951. That's the number to call. And of course, you can send your messages to 0701-933-9962. 0701-933-9962. That's for messages. So you can send your messages and be a part of the conversation. You want to ask a question about our topic of discourse this afternoon, go ahead and ask your questions. Okay, so this question here, it's not related, so we're just going to leave it and go ahead with some other stuff. Well, you need to ask questions that are related. This is really not related. It's very much unrelated. So,
okay.
But we're having a conversation about if a baby on the big side, a chubby baby equates, a healthy baby. That's the conversation, okay? So, and we're looking at some of the ways that some women have gone about it in trying to make sure that their babies are on the big size, so that they would probably look at the child, or maybe people will begin to look at the child and like, oh, well, this family is trying. This woman is taking really absolute good care of the baby. The baby is looking so good and fine and healthy and all of those. So that is the focus of the conversation. Now, you talked about the calorie-dense meals. Are there other ways that women have gone about in trying to achieve this, chubbiness of their babies?
There are so many things women do.
Dangerous.
There are so many things people do. I will not say they're trying to endanger their child, because every mother, every parent love their child. It's just nutrition knowledge deficit. That's what I will call it.
Oh, okay.
So for nutrition knowledge deficit of infant and young child feeding practices, that's basically the nutrition. When I talk about nutrition diagnosis, that's a problem.
Okay.
In this particular case. So I've heard one of Puffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. A mother or caregiver giving Parfait lots of it, thinking that this is the right way for a child to gain weight. Now, Parfait is not bad. Parfait is actually good, very great. However, we say too much of everything is not good. And again, there are different types of Parfait. There are different preparatory methods, and there are different compositions from different vendors. Are you sure of what is in the Parfait? Are you sure of the quantities? Are you sure of the type? Now, basically, a parfait is made up of yogurt, granola, nuts, and some fruits. And different composition of a parfait have different nutrients. Okay? When you talk about yogurt, we have unsweetened yogurt, sweetened yogurt, Greek yogurt, low-fat yogurt, high-protein yogurt. These are different types of yogurt. Now, what type of yogurt is the person using? Yogurt is basically rich in proteins, especially Greek yogurt, proteins and calcium. Now, if this person is using Greek yogurt or unsweetened yogurt, best.
For the child.
For anybody.
For anybody. Okay.
Yeah. And then, the nuts. The nuts are rich in healthy fats, which are good for brain development. We also know that fruits are good because they are packed with vitamins and minerals.
Right.
Okay? And then this granola and the nuts also are rich in fibers. But the issue now comes with the quantity. Okay? If you're having a sweetened yogurt that is high in sugars, high in fats, maybe little protein, because I know that the higher protein, we have high protein yogurt specifically, and we also have Greek yogurts which are also high in proteins. If this is just the basic yogurt, okay, it will still have protein, it will still have calcium, but not as much as this other one. And then if this parfait now is packed with the regular yogurt and little to no fruit, because I know that these people, they will make profits, and it depends on your vendor. Some persons might add little fruits, little nuts, and then pack lots of the yogurt. I don't blame the person, because the person is not on any dietary plan for you. The person is just making a product to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Business.
Yeah. So if you take that once in a while, if you give your child that once in a while, there's nothing wrong with it, because yogurt is actually healthy. Some yogurts actually have probiotics. There was a time I talked about probiotics and prebiotics. So yogurts are rich in probiotics and even prebiotics, especially the non-sweetened yogurts. Then you can check the food label, okay, to ensure that these ones are actually have cultures. They have those probiotics that are good for your gut and your health. Now, also ensure that those yogurts are actually the ones that are high in proteins, which are good for the tissues of your child. Okay? Then the fruits should also be normal, like not so much. In fact, nobody's going to put plenty fruit for you in a parfait though. So definitely the fruits are there. The nuts too. But it shouldn't be an everyday thing or given in so much big quantity because of you want to achieve weight gain or chubby child. You might end up just giving your child calorie dense yogurt, because the yogurt, if you're just giving just yogurt without all these things I mentioned, without the fruits, without the fiber, what you're giving is fats, carbohydrates, and protein, and maybe some calcium. Okay? Yeah, that is it. Then there's another way people do. I have heard mothers say, oh, I combined corn, dawa, granules, millets, crayfish, I blended everything together and then prepared it for my child. Well, even plantain.
A lot.
Yeah, even plantain. I've heard it before. They say, okay, who recommended it? They'll mention some names. So, but you know that everything has implication. First off, you shouldn't introduce anything to your child if your child is less than 6 months aside breast milk, unless your breast milk is not flowing. And if it is not flowing, there is something we'll call appropriate breast milk substitute. Okay? Like, I don't want to mention brands, but there are appropriate breast milk substitute. You can ask your dietitian, you can ask your pediatrician. They will tell you, they will mention those appropriate breast milk substitute for you. Then when your child is up to 6 months, that is for those that cannot breastfeed for any reason. Then when your child is up to 6 months, you can now start introducing household foods, everything you're eating in your house. Now, most women start with pap. There is nothing wrong with giving your child pap. But the thing is, if you want to now start adding all these dawa, joro, millet, plantain, everything inside, first off, it's advised to start individually, like one. In case your child is allergic or reacting to any of these things. Some children might react to beans, some might react to plantain, some might react to millet, some might react. You might just give your child a mixture of these things. As you're starting for the first time, you know, say my child rejected it, my child doesn't like it, my child ate it and vomited, or maybe some rashes came out.
Yeah.
This might be as a reaction to something you are giving to your child, and you wouldn't know because you are giving that child too many things at the same time. But if you start by introducing just maybe you've been giving that child milk, then eventually transition to maize, that's pap and milk, you'll be able to tell that, okay, I give my child pap and milk, just plain maize pap and milk, nothing happened. Now I decided to add millets. Now this reaction is happening though, so that means I'll remove this millet. If you've been giving your child, let's say, pap, that's corn-based pap, then you added granite. If the child reacts, okay, is this granite or is this peanut that the child is reacting to, or my child is comfortable taking this? Same with soybean. Okay, another thing is ways of preparing these things, which I don't want to go into today. It's going to be a long one. So you introduce these things gradually. You don't just pack so many things at the same time and start feeding to your child. Now, if your child is allergic to these things or is reacting to something, you wouldn't even know what your child is reacting to. And packing so much things at the same time for a child can be dangerous, because you might say, this woman tried it. These women, they even give their child anything and nothing happens. Well, you are not everybody. Everybody's grace and luck is not the same. And everybody's body, everybody's physiology, everybody's organs are not the same. Some people can tolerate more, as in some things more than others. So you can just pack this whole thing and give to your baby, and you see the child is breaking down, or the child start having kidney issues or liver issues because of so many things they are packing at once. So it's advised you just take it slowly. Now, you can give other things, your rice, mash them into puree, your carrots, you cook them down, apples, all those things mixed together.
All right, so let's take some messages here. Good afternoon, Lady Faustina. I know that looking good doesn't mean the person is healthy, but let's look good first. Some appearance look is very annoying. Me, I like them chubby, whether healthy or not.
It's good you mentioned whether healthy or not.
Wahala is too much. But if you follow the conversation from the beginning, you should know that, well, this is your point of view, but you're accepting healthy or not, and so this is for you. But I think you should accept healthy, right?
Well, everybody has freedom of choice. That healthy or not, I hope that healthy or not will be you, not your child, because
if your child is not healthy, I mean, it means you're going to.
Okay,
at some point spend more.
That brings us to complications that comes with not feeding adequately.
Okay.
Yes, especially when it comes to overnutrition. Now, your child can be gaining weight, okay, but not growing, like not increasing in height. That child is stunted. The child is just getting big, but the child is not increasing in height. That's the problem. Okay, the child might be getting big, and then the child is inactive. That child becomes febrile, like the child is always sick, always one place because of excessive weight. The child cannot move around. You know, even as an adult, when you are too big, you find out that if you just climb staircase and you'll be panting.
True.
So imagine a child that is very, very big and the child cannot even move around because of the weight. That is a problem. Okay, and when it comes to overweight or obesity in children, it can lead to so many conditions like childhood diabetes. You can even have neonatal diabetes. Okay, you can have juvenile onset diabetes. You can have early onset hypertension. You see, children are having high blood pressure. What's the cause? It's things like this. Okay, your child can also have fatty liver disease. You'll be wondering, why is a child having fatty liver disease? Things like this. Like I said, what works for A might not work for you. So it's better you do the right thing than just saying, oh, Mama Nkechi did it and it worked, so mine should work.
Her baby is looking like
nice.
that, and so my baby should look like Mama Nkechi's baby.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's better you do the right thing.
All right. Greetings, Faustina. Greetings to you and the guests in the studio. I hear water is not harmful as regards the quantity intake, but I want to know the recommended quantity per day if there is. Okay. A little bit related, so I don't know if you want to answer that.
Okay, generally for an adult.
Aboyo Kingsley from Umukuta.
Okay, I know the person is asking for himself or herself. So the thing is, you can, depending on your activity level, there is different water intake, but generally it's recommended that you take 2.5 liters to 3,000 liters a day, and that is when you're talking about sachet water. If it's 60 liters, that is about 5 to 6. No, yeah, that's about 4 to 5, because 5 of 60 liters will give you 3,000. If it's 50 cl, it depends on the sachet. If it's 50 cl, that is about 5 to 6. If it is 60, that is about 4 to 5. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Then if you're taking bottled water, 75 cl, that is about 4. because 4 of it should give you about 3,000. So that should be about 3 to 4. If you are taking the big one of 1.5, that should give you about 2. Okay, 1.5 to 2 is sufficient.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Nothing here, but let's see what's up again before we wrap up the conversation. You're listening to Body District today, 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. This one is asking, how about ice cream? you know.
Now, I'll always say this: ultra processed food. The ice cream you're talking about, is it the one you prepared in your house or the one you bought?
How many people prepare ice cream from home?
I know what I'm saying, because I know most persons buy, and we know that bought ice cream, the one will buy, especially the ones they carry around. No, those type. Even the one they carry on the head. Those type is majorly milk flavor, lot of sugars or sweeteners. It can be saccharin, and then water. Okay, they might put little milk. Now, I'm saying the one they carry about, though, those ones that they tie and the one they also carry about. But we know that there are some that have quality, though. But even those ones that have quality, those commercial ones, you can't tell exactly what's inside. Okay, but if you can tell what's inside, that's good, because I know that a good ice cream should have milk, lots of milk in it, and sometimes people put egg. Okay, depending on what they want to achieve. Some add banana too. Not banana flavor. I said banana. So if you're sure of what is inside the ice cream and you're sure that natural, healthy ingredients, then go ahead.
Okay. All right. So this is where we just wrap it up for today on Body District, today 95.1 FM. Okay. We don't have any more time. Cannot take any more messages or calls. Thank you very much. Maybe you want to, you have more questions, and of course the ones that I have not been able to, take, you can head over to Facebook and then follow you, so they can bombard you with plenty of questions. Ogechi Wamako on Facebook, you can follow her there and ask all the questions that you can ask. Maybe the extra that you asked that I didn't take, you can go there and ask. She would respond to you. Thank you so much, Ogechi Wamako.
Thank you so much, Christina. It's nice being here.
All right, that's our show. A Body District for this week. We've been having a conversation about if a chubby child equates a healthy child. That's been the conversation I've had. Ogechi Wamako, who is a registered dietitian nutritionist, in the studio. My name is Faustina Putu. I bring you the news update the next minute, and of course